Record. Okay. So these three ladies are one, two, three. I was hoping Amber would join in, and who else? I think
Ashley?
Ashley. Yes, but we know Ashley's got like a brand new baby, so at the times are probably a little bit tricky for her. Um, so obviously all three of you have been doing this challenge very consistently, so you know the drill. um, so far I'm really happy with what I'm seeing. Kathy has been totally honest, which I've loved. She always is very honest. She, if you don't mind me sharing, Kathy really struggles with getting food in her body, which in a lot of cases when people have stress, that's like something for me. I really have no appetite. So, and I have actually quite a few clients right now who are really struggling with getting enough calories in. So if you are listening to this and that is a struggle, I love to kind of come up with some suggestions, maybe in the group at the end of this little meeting, so we can really make sure that we're attacking that problem, because it isn't always that we're eating too much. A lot of times it is just we're not fueling enough. And we know that in the gym, we're building muscle. We're there's the muscle, and then inside the muscle is a spindle. And then inside the little spindles are little tiny little microscopic filaments. And those filaments, through strength training, break apart. And that's what stiffness is. It's not lactic acid buildup. And that is why, as a trainer, as your strength coach, I really want you to feel something. A lot of people will say, oh, a lot of trainers will say, oh, it doesn't matter. It absolutely 100% matters if you do or not. Like, I'm not saying you need to not be able to walk, but if you're not getting up within 24 or 48 hours and feeling what you have been doing, you need to change something. The other thing is stiff, and the only way that those injured sites, I always kind of like to remind women, especially women. I've actually, in the Terrafina group, there's 50% men and 50% women. And the men are showing up. The men are documenting. So let's come on. I'm going to keep pushing these ladies to keep rising up. It's amazing. We sign up for these things, but we don't follow through. And, I haven't had the opportunity to train men in like almost 10 years. And it really has been a huge eye opener that when the three of you have signed up and are committed to it, but I really try to encourage, and I'm going to try to encourage the Terrafina group as well, to continue to finish this. We're not looking for perfection. We're just looking for and summer, congratulations, because this is super hard. And this is why I decided to do it, because this is the time of the year that I struggle the most. There's way more social functions. There's the patios with extra cocktails. So because you have joined this, it kind of makes me and forces me to be a little more disciplined and be more cautious with the decisions I'm making. So without that protein, that injured site in your body is not going to be rebuilt. So what happens is the body sees those filaments as being broken apart as an injured site. And so through recovery, rest, it's the only time this happens. So that's why sleep is so important, which is why that's always something we keep in mind when we do these challenges. And obviously we're working on that ongoing, and stress is definitely something that inhibits or, creates some opportunity or some obstacles when it comes to getting your sleep. But through recovery, through rest, and through your protein ingestion, the building blocks go and find that the human body is amazing. That's why we need to respect and love it and treat it with as much care as we possibly can, because it's working so hard for us inside. So if we're not respecting it with fueling and making efforts, we're really not giving our bodies what it needs to do the best, to perform the best way we can. And it will go into this injured site and repair it. It cannot repair. The muscle will not rebuild without that protein. It just won't. So if you're more stiff, if you're got stiffness for more than 2 or 3 days, one thing that we really need to focus on is the protein. The other thing I want you to remember is the calories is like half, not even, it's a quarter of what we're trying to accomplish here. If we can get protein in, if we can get our goal weight, it's not what we weigh, it's our goal weight. So if we're 150 pounds and we want to weigh we're not losing any more than 5 pounds in this challenge. So obviously the goal weight, even if you want to lose more, is 145. 145 grams of protein is what you have to get in every single fucking day. I don't care if it's the weekend. I don't give a shit. I don't want to hear, oh, it's the weekend, Lori.
I just
Sorry,
don't
but
eat on the weekends. I get up late and it's like there's
yeah,
so much
I
going
don't.
on. It's just
Yeah,
whatever.
no,
Weekends are
no,
hard.
not whatever. Protein. I don't care if you have a piece of cake. I don't care if you have Slurpees. I don't care whatever. But if 7 days a week the protein needs to be there, and you can have one day where you're not getting the protein. But that is what I really, especially for you three ladies, this is something that has to be happening for at least consistently 5 to 6 days. You have been doing this long enough. Enough. Let's stop with the excuses and let's figure out what we need to do to get the calories in. I don't mind a day off, but that is the most, not the calories, right? The protein. So from now on, through the next 5 weeks, that is what we want to. I don't care how much food you're eating. I just want to see the protein, because if the protein is there, you are not going to overeat. You're definitely going to eat enough, right? You're definitely, like, a lot of clients will say to me, oh, well, I realized that I wasn't eating enough food, and that's why I was not losing weight. That's never the case. That it literally is calories in versus calories out. You can have experts tell you otherwise, but that is the truth. Of course, hormone fluctuations and sleep definitely contribute to it. But if you are under eating and not eating enough, you will lose weight. If you're overeating what you're supposed to, you will gain weight. That is just, but that is the answer. And I'm not going to, you know, give you any fluffy information that you really want to hear. This I am the trainer that tells you the truth, and you join this challenge to push yourself harder. So that's what I want from, especially from the three of you. And Ashley, maybe we'll give Ashley a little more of a grazing time, but like, and travel, right? We're traveling. So when we're away, of course, that's going to be harder, right? Like, I see a lot of campers, a lot of people making their food on stoves. Okay, just write in the notes, I'm camping, right? Like, give me a reason as to why I'm seeing 85 grams of protein. Because the men who are camping, they're at 165 or 200. Some of these men are 250 pounds. They're getting 245 grams of protein in, which is extremely difficult for a man. And because of the camping situation, they're not getting in. So of course, that's why with this and it being the summer, we do have to, you know, like I said in the nugget, we have to kind of cut ourselves a little bit of slack. But if you're at home and it's a Saturday morning and you are not traveling, that is the best opportunity to really make sure that you're fueling properly. So if you're getting the protein in, everything else balances out themselves out. So that is the most important thing, because the more research that I do on the importance of protein, and the goal, if the goal is to build muscle, which every single one of us ladies, that should be your number one goal, not how much body fat we have on us, how big our ass is. That absolutely should not be our goal at this stage of our life. But we need to make sure that we have the most lean muscle on our bodies if we want, and all three of you live a beautiful, active, vital life. And I want you, I think Kathy is maybe my age, maybe a couple of years younger. You two are a little bit younger, but and the younger you are, the easier it will become. It just gets harder and harder and harder. But if we can really master the obsession almost about getting in that protein. So what are some of the stumbling blocks that you ladies are finding in terms of, like, all so far what I'm seeing, I just like to give Lori a hard time because she's 99% really good. I just saw today or yesterday that Saturday was, my days are all mixed up. So I just noticed the weekend, and I said to her, why on the weekends? But I get it. Like, we want a day off, but work, in my opinion, the work days where we're getting up and we're focusing on us, we got to get to, that is hard, should be harder. The weekend should be eat, because you have the luxury of being in your home, in your kitchen. And like, I'm far from perfect too, but I just cannot express the importance of getting in that protein. So Does anyone find, is there a specific struggle? Is there some tips that you're looking for, or is there some suggestions that are working for you that you might want to share?
I just find
No?
weekdays easier because I meal prep. So I have my breakfast ready. I have to pack a lunch. I have somebody will probably make dinner, or I'm forced to now make dinner because Ethan's working. So all of us
I
need to
hear
eat.
this. Yeah.
Dustin has stopped eating dinner most of the time, so he stopped cooking dinner. That's a whole other story.
Oh,
So it's like now I'm forced to like make sure I have all this. But on like weekends, it's like I'm doing so many other things that it's like that's not my priority. It's not pre-cooked. I'm not eating it. So I'll just, snack on
yeah.
a full of fruit and some chia seed pudding, whatever. Like it's kind of just,
Well,
you know.
that's actually a health, those are healthy choices. So, okay. I mean, that's totally fair. I know like for you, Lori, I like to push, that's what I do, especially for women that I've been training for a while. It's really, I sincerely want you all to get something out of this for what is it, $50? I'm not doing this for the money. I'm doing this because I genuinely want you all of you who are doing this challenge to finish this feeling empowered and motivated and know that you did something this summer that 95% of the women have decided. Like, you would be shocked at how many people unsubscribe and then come back in the fall. It's not easy, it's hard. So good for you, because like I'm surprised I have as many as I do. Now, how many of you would like a Facebook page? I know there's only three of you. Is that something that you would lean on or contribute to, or would you'd find more motivating during the week? Like, I'm going to be going in every single day and providing dialogue with you. This is a small group. I think there's only about 10 or 11 of you, which to me is shocking. Like, I'm actually very impressed that quite a few of you signed up, but I just thought, well, Terrafina's doing it. Maybe there's other people that want to do it.
I
Um,
liked it because we shared recipes and like I actually made a bunch of stuff that Ashley made because I had like I have like recipe blindness. I only know rice and chicken and veggies and
yeah,
salmon
same.
and rice and veggies. So like her little vegetable like I don't know stir fry things that she made, it was great. So
Yeah.
I enjoyed it for that purpose because I'm just so at a loss for what to make and I'm just like, so I liked
Yeah,
it
I
for that.
mean,
But
would you two ladies like the Facebook page? Would you contribute to it? Would you appreciate the rest? I mean, it's easy for me to open a page, super easy. I mean, I already have the community page, which no one except for the three of you contribute to. I'm trying. uh, sorry, Kathy, do you want to say something? I can't hear you.
you're muted. Oh,
There, am I
there you go.
unmuted now?
Yeah, you're good.
No,
Oh
we
my
can hear
God.
you.
I'm usually doing this on my computer, not my phone. So, I was kind of curious to see what it would be like having the weekly meetings and talks versus the face group page.
Yeah,
However,
me
my
too.
my friend Sarah has signed up and
Oh,
she's
cool.
looking for she's my tennis partner actually and she's looking
Oh,
for the Facebook page. So she's looking
okay.
for the recipes and she's
Got it.
like is and so I understand that little bit too, but I'm kind of I want the camaraderie of like meeting every week
We'll
and
do
kind of
both.
talking about things, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
Because
we can do
I'm
both.
learning, you guys, guess why I have so much trouble eating?
Hi.
Because when I was little, I had tonsillitis so bad that I didn't eat for like, I don't know, 2 years. And so
Oh,
I'm learning that like it's an anxiety thing, but it's also like a reaction thing. Like I'm sick right now. And if I try to eat pieces of meat that are too big, I barf. So like
yeah,
keeping
that's
stuff down
interesting.
is
Wow,
really
okay.
hard for me. And so they think there's actually scar tissue in my throat that gets inflamed. And that's what causes me to be slower at eating. But regarding an appetite, I don't know what that's about. But anyway, so it's been really interesting to see. So I've been
That
working
is
on
fascinating.
like more slippery foods. to like get in my body. Like bread isn't good. Meat isn't, like steak isn't always good, and I love steak unless it's really small. So just thought I'd share that little bit of info.
I appreciate you sharing that with me, Kathy, because I obviously you're a friend of mine as well. All three of you are friends as well as clients, and um, I've known how hard it's been for you for years. So it must be kind of nice though to hear that there's actually a good reason and maybe some solutions that will help you with that.
Yeah.
And so I think, yeah, I'm going to do the Facebook page. I really appreciate you letting me know that. So I'll open one up tomorrow and we'll like Lori and I talk a lot about how I need to really step up and post more. Like the three of you are amazing. But I think that if I, like Lori suggested, as she's now my ambassador, is like just put in your calendar twice a week to come on and contribute. And so that will be my goal. But I think especially for some of the new ladies, I think it would really help in terms of the recipes. So I will do that. So thank you for that feedback. And I think slippery recipes for protein would be a good task for all of us to come up with some suggestions. So very interesting. And along with anxiety comes lack of appetite. Like, I mean, some people are emotional eaters. They get emotional, they eat. I am, I think, more typical. And I think, Kathy, you would say this too. I don't know for Kelly and for Lori, but as soon as I go through stressful times, I don't have the appetite. I have to literally force myself to eat. And trust me, I feel like gagging half the time too. So, write notes, communicate with me. I don't want to be too hardcore with you. But I also have a job to do. And that is to really push you, keep pushing you, especially the women who keep doing it. But I also want to make sure that I'm understanding everything that you're going through. So, but I don't want to hear now that you've explained yourself a little bit more, Lori, okay. But let's try to get it at least into the hundreds. Just because you work so hard in the gym, you are so dedicated. I see your compliance rates. I just want to make sure that we're on constantly making sure that you're getting the results from because just like I said to my one-on-one client this morning, if you don't eat the protein on a very, very regular basis, it doesn't matter what you do in the gym. It absolutely, you will not, your body won't grow. Your muscles won't grow. There's a lot of things that have to happen in order for us to get that lean mass on us. And taking 2 days off out of 7, it will derail you quite a bit. One day, okay, and even the Saturday, less protein, fine. But especially during this challenge, let's see if we can really push being more consistent with the protein. Not lecturing the three of you, but like I said, I'm training a bunch of other people that eventually will watch this as well. So Facebook page, tick. We're concentrating on the protein more than calories, tick. I think the next challenge, and you can let me know, but I think the next challenge should be talking about our morning routines, because that's going to sort of set us up for the day. What I did with the Terrafina group is I build onto the morning routines. And because we do have some new people, I don't want to throw like 5 things that you need to do first thing in the morning. So the first thing I think we should concentrate on is getting in our water. If you're anything like me, I know this is the hardest challenge, and so many women breeze through this. Like I'm watching all the other and they're like, this is not hard at all. But this, in my opinion, is the hardest part of the 6-week challenge, is grabbing for water. And so the way I do it is I have a vitamin water, which I've shared with this group. If you're interested, I can share that as well. It's just a scoop of vitamins that basically cover everything that you need. It's tasty. It makes my water orange and beautiful. Apparently, David Beckham just created one himself. And I looked at the ingredients. It's basically the exact same thing that I've been taking for years. I was given one sample of it 8-9 years ago, and I have not stopped taking it. And I do credit part of that vitamin water. It's not vitamin water, it's a powder that I put in water. Just to clarify, we shouldn't be drinking vitamin water. I get sick, I don't know, maybe once every 4 or 5 years. Knock on wood, because of course now I'm going to get sick. I do really like it's a no-brainer. I don't have like 10,000 supplements. Well, I actually do, but that vitamin water is a complete like it's the ones that I know, the B's and the D's and the C's, and it's good quality. And so I put that in my water, although I really want to grab for my coffee and my chocolate that I put in my coffee. And then I drink half of it, and then I add my scoop of greens and my spirulina. This is my new thing that I've been doing. I really, really have heightened my habits over the last 3 months because I'm myself going through a lot of stress. And when I go through stress, I just take my habits to the next level. This is what I'm in control of. I'm in control of one thing in my life. It's my health. So this is sort of how I manage things. So now I'm doing greens, drink that. And then by the time I scarf all of that shit down, it's been a half an hour. Good enough. There comes my water. And we also want to make sure that and the one thing I'm going to add to this morning routine is I want us to make sure there is some form of protein in that first thing you put in your mouth. So vitamin water has no protein in it. And there's a lot of drinking, a lot of fluids that I drink first thing in the morning. But I put a big scoop of collagen in my coffee. That's 10 grams of protein. That is not enough for your body to use it as protein synthesis. Your body will not use it as building blocks. It needs to be at least 15. I say 20 grams in order for your body to get what it requires to benefit from the building. So that's the second component of this morning routine is we're going to invest in a collagen, or even some of us will just put half. I don't recommend putting a full scoop of protein powder in your coffee. That is not going to taste very good at all. I've tried the unflavored. No. A couple of my clients do that, and I'm like, that just ruins my coffee. But the collagen unflavored, I don't even know it's there. So I typically will do a 10-gram protein in my collagen. So it's not the best, but I have found chocolate that has protein in it, and I will share this chocolate with you. And it is not more expensive than a good quality chocolate. And I found it at 7-Eleven.
What?
Yeah, I'm not even joking. So if I add 4 pieces of chocolate, I get my 15 grams. It's like, fuck, this isn't like, it gets easier and easier with all the new trends of how important we know that getting protein is in our bodies. Companies are coming up with, and it's good chocolate. Even the people who are connoisseurs of chocolate. I think I am. I lived in Switzerland for a year. I was like, wow, this is chocolate. It has no sugar unless you get the milk chocolate, but whatever. Have a couple grams of sugar. Sugar isn't going to kill you, especially if it's paired with protein, right? It balances the insulin, so it keeps the blood sugars down. You can have sugar, just make sure you eat protein with it, and then everything kind of stays healthy and balanced. And it's you stir it in your coffee, and there's this beautiful layer of milk chocolate surface. So every time you take a sip, you feel like you're drinking hot chocolate. It's delicious. So I will share that as well with you. And so I want us to be mindful of those two things. We're rehydrating our bodies because it's been dehydrated because we haven't had any water for hopefully at least 7 to 9 hours of sleep. And so we need to make sure that we're rehydrating first. I have heard that caffeine hydrates you. Coffee, I can't find the literature on that. If you guys have proof of that, fine. But I just think water is the best way to do it. So find some, a lemon or a little bit of vitamin. I can share that with you. All these things are extra costs, which I don't want you to worry about. But if we can just hydrate first before we do the caffeine, and then making sure that, the very first thing, or one of the very first things that we put in our bodies after the water has some form of protein. Because, I learned this from Kathy. She is my health practitioner. I think most of you know her. She really, really, like Tish, the order of which you put food in your body matters. And I didn't actually realize that until I did more reading about why. So even the order of which you're putting things in your body. So if you have coffee and sugar, if you don't have that protein in, the sugar spikes up, right? Their blood sugar spikes up, and that's when we're going to have some serious issues if we're consistent with it. Once in a while is not a big deal. If you're going out for breakfast and you have your sugar and your milk and your coffee and your eggs aren't there. Yeah, whatever. But if you're at home and you've got the luxury of your protein powder, even if you just pour your protein powder away and you take like 5 sips, sip, 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 that's probably enough for you to have that coffee. So those are the two things that I want you to focus on in your morning routine for this week. We're still tracking. And like I said, I'm hard on you. I'm like the big tough trainer, but I'm also an empathetic person. And I'm far from perfect in the summer as well, but I still have to remind you how important it is to be as consistent as possible. And so that was a lot of talking. Is there anyone else who has any questions or feedback or suggestions or how they're feeling? No, you're good. I know I should have questions. How are you all feeling? Are you feeling kind of motivated to do this, or are you just because you're my friends and you just signed up for it because you're supportive? That's what I feel like half the time. Oh, Tish is doing another challenge. Oh, Jonah's on this. He's on my next call. Sorry. I kind of feel that a lot, especially you three. Oh, Tish, we better sign up to support her. So thank you. I know that's part of it for you. But I also, acknowledge that you probably want to get something out of this. So if you're, do the best you can, because the summer, like I said, is definitely a challenge. And, I'm going to be like pretty tough on you ladies because that's my job. But I also just love to hear and read all the stuff that's going on with how you're feeling and why this was a hard day. And, I'm going to push you. That's just part of me because I know, I said to this to a friend the other day, so many people have no idea what healthy feels like. And that's my wish for everyone is that they can feel what healthy. I don't give a shit about what you look like. I want people to wake up and feel vital and have energy and want to just kill the day because they're putting the right things in their bodies and they're working towards healthy habits that make them feel like a kick-ass person every single day. That is my goal. And it's sad because I know that there's a very small group of women and men that get up and have that luxury. But most people have no idea what it feels like to have energy and just like the zest for living life. And that's my goal. I mean, especially at this age, like, your skin gets all like, oh God, it's like you can tell you're 50, it is what it is, and you can do the best you can. And if you are doing the best you can, you accept all the things that are changing because you're doing the best you can. If age is bothering you, which the three of you it's not because you're on the right path to wellness, but if it isn't, if you are not on that right path, age bothers you. You will not tell people how old you are only because you know that you could be better and treating yourself better. So, wow, I wasn't really expecting that from coming from me today. So I will get the Facebook book going. Thank you, Kathy, so much for sharing that your friend's kind of looking for that. I want these new people to, enjoy their experience. And how's the time? Is the 5 p.m.? I can go later. I like Monday because it kind of gives you a feeling of like maybe having today off and to kind of reset and maybe, I like the idea of you not feeling like you have to be super consistent like all the time. And so I like to show up on Monday and then I'll save this, put it into the Monday day, and then you can start tomorrow if you wish, obviously. Or if you've written down notes of tracking, sort of what I've been doing with the Terrafina group, and it seems to be working really, really well. So, but if you'd like me to show up on Sunday, I can do that as well, or Saturday morning, I can do that as well. What are your thoughts about this time about? Is it too hard?
This is not my workout time, but I'll just do it after.
Okay, well, I give you credit for working out at 5:30 on I don't know how people work out in the evenings. That's next level commitment. So good for you. But we can also get on the Facebook chat and like do a vote on what day and time works well. I don't mind working around your schedule. As you can see, I'm not in Kelowna right now, but I have my laptop, so I can do this anywhere. Keep me informed, and we'll see you in the app. Keep inputting. Even if you had a shit day, just tell me I had a shit day. And, I'm not going to get mad. I'm just going to do my job. I love you as all friends. Like, you're my friends. I love you. But right now you're paying me to do something. And that's me. That's part of my job, is to push you. So I'm going to do that, and just know that it comes from a place where I just truly love and want all of you to just feel um, so much better. And I know all of you are really doing well. I'm going to keep pushing you, because that's what you're paying me to do. And then
Bring
when
it.
we get to, and then when we get together in real life, we have pizza and wine, but we don't tell anyone.
No, no. And we won't, we'll hide our shirts.
Exactly. I was wondering, what are you wearing, Kathy? It's beautiful.
Oh, this is like my grandma sweater, but it's so cozy.
Oh, is it cold there?
Yeah, it's been raining for well, 24 hours solid at
Oh
least.
shit.
Yeah.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah, but I mean,
During the stampede too. That sucks.
well, it's just at the end, so it's okay.
Oh, right. It's done. That's
Yeah,
right.
it's done.
It's
And you know
done.
what?
Right.
It's great for everything. Like you should see my raspberry bush, just like everything's turning red. So I'll go walk the dog again when it stops a little
Yeah.
bit here, but it's chilly today.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the rain is never a bad thing, right? Okay, well, I'll say goodbye to you to three ladies. I will save this now, put it into the app before I take the evening off, and I look forward to sharing recipes on the Facebook page.
Wonderful. Have a great
Thank
night,
you.
everyone.
Thanks, ladies. And Jonah, I'm going to sign off and come back in 3 minutes. We'll see you soon. Bye, ladies. Love you.